A very good evening to all our viewers here today. I, Hitangshi, welcome you all for Open House by OP Jindal Global University. We are here today to talk about our postgrad degree programs. Launched in 2009, OP Jindal Global University is a non-profit global university established by Government of Haryana and recognized by University Grants Commission, UGC. JGU is one of the select few institutions across country recognized as Institution of Eminence by Ministry of Education, Government of India, and is India's #1 private university ranked by QS World University Ranking 2021. With a 1:9 faculty ratio, globally qualified and internationally recognized faculty members, more than 8,000 students from India and different parts of the world, 51 academic programs, JGU is I must say, the only Indian private university in the top 150 young universities in the world, where we say under 50 years of age, in the QS Young University Ranking 2021. In addition, JGU is ranked amongst the top 500 universities in the world in international faculty. As I mentioned, JGU offers 51 plus interdisciplinary UG and PG program across its 12 schools: law, business, international affairs, banking and finance, psychology, languages and literature, public health and human development, art and architect, liberal arts and humanities, environment and sustainability, journalism, government and public policy. Each program is designed in a way to train and equip students with both theoretical knowledge and practical skills to develop socially conscious individuals. So today, we have with us our Dean Admissions, Professor Upasana, to whom we would like her to address why a student should come to JGU for postgrad degree program. Good evening, Professor Upasana, and over to you.
Good evening, and thank you so much, Hitangshi, for setting the context for this conversation. Thank you for all of you for joining in. It's wonderful to see that so many of you have joined in. And I already see that there's a question in the chat box. We will come to that. We are very fortunate that apart from me, we are also joined by Mr. Vikram Singh Tomar. He is heading our admissions for Jindal Global Business School. So Vikram, thanks so much for joining in, and he will be able to address a lot of your questions related to MBA. I already see one question there. And of course, would like to talk to you about Jindal University and postgraduate opportunities here. Now to quickly address the question that Hitangshi posed to me, there are two things that I would want to talk to you about. Apart from talking about Jindal University and the PG programs offered here, is that often the first questions that we get asked is to why do a PG degree, right? What is it? Does it have to offer in terms of career opportunities, career paths? Why isn't an undergrad degree enough? And do we necessarily go and do a postgraduate degree? So I would want to quickly address that. Which is that, the career landscape is fast changing. We live in an increasingly multi-layered, complex world where the demands in terms of career opportunities, in terms of career avenues are fast changing. And an undergrad degree often is not enough for you to have a good career graph. So therefore, it is always important for you to do a postgraduate degree. In fact, I was looking through some of the reports, and it said that, nearly a third of our current employers are actually bumping up their educational requirements for new hires. And most of them would now require people who would have a postgraduate degree. And the COVID-19 pandemic, the context that we live in, the technological changes and revolution that you see happening. I just see a message saying ma'am's voice is low. Is it only for you? Can the other ones hear me properly? Hitangshi, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. The voice is clear. I think the network issue is on the other side.
So may
Students,
I
in the
request you to
meantime,
speak?
yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
Benjamin, just check if the volume of your laptop or the device that you've joined in from is low. So perhaps
We are getting the answer. It is very clear. Yes, we can hear you. So we can proceed,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, great, wonderful. So getting back. So why do a postgrad degree? As I said, undergrad degrees, especially in humanities and social sciences, in liberal arts and public policy, undergrad degree is not a terminal degree. Right. So you're looking to go for a degree that better equips you in terms of the career path that you want to choose for yourself. Secondly, there is a very interesting report that comes out. And this is, all of you, I'm assuming you want to do a postgrad degree. You're probably on the verge of finishing your undergrad degree. So you would understand the kind of, challenges and opportunities both are there in terms of the job market today. Right. And World Economic Forum, very interestingly, comes up with a Future of Jobs report. And the Future of Jobs report 2020 says that nearly 50% of our current employees globally, according to the World Economic Forum, will have to be reskilled by 2025. So that means the current skills that these set of employees possess are not enough for them to be able to continue with the demands of the current job market. And what a postgraduate degree essentially does, it empowers you, enables you to further polish your your skills. Because at the undergrad level, you're sometimes still exploring, still getting a better understanding of the discipline that you have committed yourself to. So a postgraduate degree helps you to better fine-tune those skills, skills, especially when you do it from a university like Jindal. We have opportunities like capstones and internships and so on and so forth that helps you get a praxis-based understanding of the discipline that you have committed yourself to. So that prepares you better for the career path that you want to take. The other thing that I want to say about doing a postgraduate degree in itself is that postgraduate degrees do not open up job possibilities only in your area of undergrad study, but it also enables you to change tracks entirely. Right? For example, you may do an undergrad degree in one program and then decide to do an LLM or a MBA or masters in public policy or a masters in diplomacy, law and business. So it enables you, it empowers with the possibility to change track or combine track. So for example, you did an undergrad degree in sociology, but you want to do a master's in psychology. Right. So it enables you in that sense in order to become more playful with the disciplines, at the same time become more fine-tuned, sort of being able to match your skills and aspirations to what is it that you want to become more sort of polished in terms of your skills. Right. So sometimes you are passionate about something, but you do not have or do not possess the requisite skills in order to develop further in that area to make it into a career option. Right. So what a postgraduate degree enables you to do is to enable you to fine tune that further. Right. So for example, say you have done a BA criminology and you decided to do an MA psychology and you specialized in criminal psychology. Right. So there are so many possibilities that it offers up. You did a BA in international relations, and then you want to do a master's in business and brought in together, international trade and business. So it is possible to, work with different disciplinary commitments when you do a postgraduate degree. So that is another reason to be able to go in for a postgraduate degree. And of course, other aspects of intellectual stimulation, getter opportunities in terms of internship, praxis-based work, and so on and so forth. So that is the first part as to why a postgraduate degree. And I see a lot of questions coming in. We will get to that. I just want to tell you a little bit about why a postgraduate degree from Jindal Global University. There are a few things I want to flag before I move to my colleagues so that they can add to the conversation. One is that, as Hitangshi very beautifully pointed out in the very beginning, we are a world-class, research-driven, teaching-intensive university. We are very focused on two things which we consider as our strengths. One, of course, is internationalization. So, nearly 100 of our faculty, currently fully employed faculty, are truly global faculty, meaning that from Afghanistan to Argentina to Australia to US to Ukraine to UK, Zimbabwe, Iceland, we have 100 full-time international faculty members who teach in our postgraduate programs. What does that mean? And many of us, and I'm a faculty at the law school, but I teach in other schools as well. I teach a lot of cross-registered courses. But the idea of, and many of us who are Indian origin faculty also have been trained abroad as part of our education qualifications. And what does that mean? It means that we are able to bring in a truly international, interdisciplinary, global peer learning experience in the context of the classroom. And that becomes extremely significant in terms of your postgraduate learning experience. A lot of our faculty members have tremendous industry academia interface. For example, say, in the School of International Affairs, we have faculty like Professor Mohan Kumar, Professor Ravi Thapar, who have been career, diplomats. So Professor Mohan Kumar was India's ambassador to France. Right. So he is the one who is teaching in the master's program in diplomacy, law, and business. So there is a strong, so apart from your internships, apart from your capstones project, there is a possibility of bringing that experience of industry into the context of the classroom. Right. Similarly, in the business school, in the law school, in the public policy school, the faculty are deeply seeped in an industry experience that is brought into the context of the classroom. So the pedagogic tools, the curriculum, and the pure learning experience become that much more richer. So that is one aspect that I wanted to focus on. The other aspect of internationalization, of course, is the strong collaborations and partnerships that we have with international institutions. We have 300 plus partnerships with top ranked universities of the world. We have 3 types of student mobility programs, which could be short-term study abroad programs, semester exchange programs, dual degree programs. We have study abroad programs with some of the top-notch universities of the world, including University of Arizona, Oxford, Fletcher, Harvard, Deakin. And of course, in the process of answering questions, we can come to the specific exchange programs that we have in respect to each of our postgraduate programs. So that is one aspect that I wanted to focus on. The other aspect that we want to focus on is the idea of interdisciplinarity. Right. So interdisciplinarity implies that, the education that you get in terms of the postgraduate education in Jindal is rooted in an interdisciplinary education. So it is possible to get, say, an understanding of business along with understanding of law and diplomacy and vice versa. Right. As I've said, the job market is increasingly shifting and changing. Right. One of the two of the most critical demands in terms of skills in the job market today is critical thinking and problem solving. Right. So an interdisciplinary education that empowers you with the tools of critical thinking, empowers you with the tools of problem solving, empowers you with the tools of innovation, creativity, to be able to explore those innovations and creativities in new and imaginative ways. That is where we are rooted. We have a very robust internship program. We have robust praxis-based peer learning processes within the classroom that will not only give you a degree. It's not about just getting an LLM degree or an MBA degree or an MA DLB degree, MAPP degree, or an MA psychology degree. It is also about the processes, the pedagogic tools and curriculums that empower you to be able to utilize this degree and utilize your own potential to the fullest, right? A couple of other things before I conclude, that it is a very, very inclusive campus. We have a very strong, supportive campus life. We have strong mentor-mentee programs. We have 1:9 faculty-student ratio. So therefore, there is, very, very strong faculty mentorship that happens, which is very, very required at the postgraduate level. We have an Office of Career Services that helps you, understand your career path and aspirations and help you match those aspirations to possible internships, possible jobs. We don't call it a placement office. We call it a career office because it gives you a holistic support from helping you to write your CVs to preparing you for group discussions and interviews to help you find, opportunities that match your aspirations and skills. Right. We have disability support systems within the university. So, students with special needs are given attention. We also provide scribes during examinations to students who have some kind of special needs and requirements. So it is not only a question of empowering you and allowing you to have a degree, but the focus at Jindal University is your holistic development and to come together as a community to help you grow into the kind of individuals that you want to grow into and help you, realize your true potential to become the best versions of yourself. That is the focus. There are many other aspects of facilities and amenities that I would come to later. I would request, we are happy to take up the questions now, but before that, I would like to request Mr. Vikram Singh Tomar to say a few words about the postgraduate programs and particularly about the MBA program that is being offered by the Jindal Global Business School. Over to you, Vikram.
Thank you, Upasana. What else is left now? You have covered the major part of it. And friends, I would only like to tell you one thing. The place where you are today, we all in our careers were sometime back. Maybe if I talk about myself, I completed graduation in year 2000. And then I completed MBA in 2003. And from 2003 onwards, I have been associated with the higher education sector. When my entire friend circle was going for jobs in banking, advertising, FMCG sector, I decided to come into education. Many of my professors that time, many of my friends rather that time, they said, why are you going to this gray hair industry? Because that was the generation when usually the professors were all 50, 55 years of age, and you would hardly find young talent coming into the education sector. And of course, there were no private education in that space. Privatization started somewhere near year 2002, 2003. And from that time, there is no looking back. One main thing which I learned in my professional career was education itself has seen a lot of change. And there's a lot of integration which was needed. And now, thankfully, we are talking of the new national education policy. About Jindal, I joined this university in December 2015 when I was given the responsibility for the business school. And the word interdisciplinary learning or interdisciplinarity, I heard in 2015, which we are now talking in 2022 under the new national education policy. So you can assume very well, and you can very well make out what is the vision and mission statement of this university. When I first time interacted with the Vice Chancellor of the university, who is such a dynamic person, my both colleagues would agree, and you would be happy and equally surprised to know that he became the Vice Chancellor at an age of 34. By that time, he already had a master's from Oxford, from Harvard. He had a degree from Hong Kong in LLM. He was a law graduate from Delhi Faculty of Law. He was a BCom graduate from Loyola College, Chennai. Imagine at an age of 34, we all had certain aspirations. And at that young age, when you have everything and you are on top of the world, he said, I want to set up an institution in India for the future, because I have already witnessed both the sides of education, being in India and abroad, and I know where the change is required. And that is how the Jindal Global University came in picture, and the middle name Global. Either you talk of Jindal Global Business School or you talk of Jindal Global University. This is not merely a name, it has a lot of dimensions, both in terms of curriculum, both in terms of study abroad opportunities, research, joint teachings, and lot many things. So I would like to share with all of you only two things. And that is, I'm not a professor, I'm not a teacher, I'm a plain MBA graduate. And with my own experience, I always tell my students, we all can take risk in graduation. Because in India, what I found very challenging was that still exists in many houses is that every house has a doctor. You need an advice or you don't need an advice, people are free to give you advices what you should do and what you should not do. And second thing, we all try to judge a student on the basis of how much percent you got in class 10th or 12th. That is a very old saying, but yes, it still exists. And with those things, you all, and in fact, I myself, we grew up and we can take a chance in graduation. What courses I have done, which college I have chosen. But masters is one thing with which our future lies. The next 50 years of our professional journey is very important, because what I intend to do at my masters will make my future. And therefore, there are many do's and don'ts which all of you should first do in terms of research, so that you don't regret that I have not taken the right step. So this is more of an informative session. Everything is available on Google. You can go and check the websites. Everything is there. But yes, we all three, I am taking the liberty from both of them, all three of us intend to make it as interactive as possible, so that whatever three of us have carried out in our own professional experiences, we can guide you, because you are our future. Whether you come to Jindal or not, but secondly, and most important is, you should know in which direction you are heading. There is no U-turn in life, because change is the only constant of life. You have witnessed that for the last 2 years, there are so many changes since COVID-19 came into picture. The business has changed, the job market has changed, the work from home concept has taken up all the major corporates, and therefore there is an opportunity also. But you need to understand where the future lies. Are you prepared for future? That is $1 million question. You might think I am prepared for future, but that may not be the case. So with that, I would be inviting all of you to post your questions. We would be happy to unmute you. You can ask us live if there is a possibility, and let's make it more interactive. Regarding the management courses, I will share more once the question pops up. And in the meantime, my colleagues, Upasana and Hitangshi, will be taking it ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Vikram. Thank you so much. So before we proceed, sir, we would like our students to come to know that what all PG programs we are offering. So one, of course, MBA is the program, which is a sought after program. And in fact, I think that was the more clear cut information when we were growing up. Post-grad karna hai, MBA kar lete hain. But thanks to the universities, and we have now a wide variety of PG programs with us. Can I ask my team to just come up with the slide? So we have 11 on-campus PG programs. So I would request Professor Upasana if she can just take down the names and slowly, and also ma'am, if you can just explain in 2 to 3 lines about these programs, because I could see there are some interesting programs, which as a student, we never ever heard about it, in fact. So MA in Diplomacy, Law and Business, Behavior Finance. So if you can also talk about those programs. So the students, those who are just stick to MBA, they can even think about other MBA programs also, other than MBA, in fact.
No, thank you very much, Hitangshi, and thanks for showing the slides. I think there was some request I see on the chat.
Yes, yes,
Some of
yes.
them want to look at the slides. So coming back and taking off from what both Hitangshi and Bikram had said, that of course there are some postgraduate programs which are more popular postgraduate programs, which are also more known postgraduate programs like an LLB or an LLM or an MBA. I would talk a little bit about also the programs that perhaps are a bit niche or lesser known programs, but have become really popular programs over the past few years, at least what we have, the kind of growth that we have seen in the context of Jindal University. So in the context of the law school, we have the LLB program, the 3-year Bachelor of Law program. This program has been offered since the very inception of the university in 2009. And it is designed keeping in view the regulations of the Bar Council of India. And then, of course, we have the LLM program. There are, LLM residential program, and then there is a non-residential LLL program, which is in environmental law, energy, and climate change. Again, I would request the law team present here to put all the details about the program, about both the programs on the chat box. LLB and LLM, most of you are aware of, and we will come to the admission processes and other things that Hitangshi will discuss it towards the end, but this is what is offered in the law school. In the business school, we have the traditional MBA program. Again, Vikram is in a better position to talk about it, so I'll request him to talk about it later. But it is, it is an interdisciplinary, it offers an interdisciplinary global business education. And Vikram will be talking about the distinctive features of the MBA program. I would also want to draw your attention to the global MBA program in business analytics. What is interesting, and I think we should mention it on our slide, that it is a 1-year global MBA program. And that is the USP of this program. It is a 1-year full-time residential program. It is for, professionals who are looking to grow more in the field of business analytics. And this program has been designed keeping in mind inputs from the industry. Our team, including our admissions team and our faculty team, have looked at the kind of demands that are there in the industry in terms of business analytics, and then have designed these programs. So again, I would leave it to Vikram to talk more about it, but this is a very unique and very, very interesting and on-demand program. Many of the times we do programs that the industry has no requirement of. But this is a program that has emerged out of the requirements that have come from the industry. And I think that is what's interesting about this program. Then we come to our School of International Affairs that offers, I think, the MA in Diplomacy, Law and Business. It is both a residential program and a non-residential program. Now, what is a non-residential program? A non-residential program is the one, because we are a residential university. So all our students are supposed to be residing here in Jindal University campus and doing the program. A non-residential program is that it does not require you to reside on campus. The programs are run, we have a center in Delhi. Classes are done there as well. And of course, you have access to the campus and library and all the other resources, but it does not have the compulsory residential component. Okay. Now, what is an MA in Diplomacy, Law and Business? It is one of our very popular programs. And it is very interesting. And this is something that Vikram and Hitangshi both talked about, that, traditionally when we were growing up and we were doing our masters, we didn't even know it was possible to do a program that brought together law and business and diplomacy. Right. But if you are out in the real world, you would realize that we do not live isolated lives. It's not like that you can become a good diplomat without having an understanding of law and business. Diplomacy, to a large extent, is about international law and international trade. right? So how do you become a good diplomat without having an understanding of business and without having an understanding of law? And similarly, it applies to both other disciplines. So this is a truly interdisciplinary master's program. It is actually India's first interdisciplinary social science degree that trains students for international careers in world affairs. Right. And of course, I already spoke about faculty and other things. So it is not only a theoretical master's program, but it is also a praxis-based master's program. It is rooted in capstone projects. So you can be working while doing this program. Apart from your internships and other things, it has core and elective courses. You can do cross-registered courses. So it is a truly interdisciplinary program and praxis-based program, and one of a kind program in that sense. In the School of Public Policy, you have an MA in Masters in Economics. Again, you know that if you've done a bachelor's in economics, that is not enough, given the realities of the current, job market. Getting a master's degree, honing and enhancing your skills are very, very important. And this is what this program empowers you to do. It fills major gap in most postgraduate economic courses that are there, across the globe. So and we have world-class faculty teaching those courses, which are economists, world-class economics trained both in India and abroad, who have been part of, setting up the Indian Public Policy Report, India Economics Report. So these are very, very significant contributions have been made by our faculty to, India's economic growth and development and thinking. So it is a very, very important course. And of course, an MA Public Policy course. We have an online MA Public Policy course as well that we do in collaboration with Coursera. This is the offline residential MA Public Policy program that empowers you to work on development and public policy issues, work with government, civil services institutions, CSR groups, academic think tanks, NGOs, media and other organizations. Again, the Dean of the Public Policy School, Professor Sudarshan, had worked with UNDP, United Nations Development Program, for more than 20 years. And now he is leading the school. So again, a strong industry academia interface. In the School of Liberal Arts and Humanities, we offer a PG diploma in research and innovation. It is very, very interesting because this PG diploma in research and innovation program is, in many universities abroad, when you want to go and study abroad, an undergrad degree is not enough. A 3-year, they want a 4-year degree. They want research experience. So there comes in your, JFP. You have 1 year program which empowers you with research, internships, and enables you and prepares you for programs that require you to have that kind of a base in your undergrad. In the banking and finance school, we've just recently launched the MSc in behavioral finance. Again, an extremely, extremely interesting course, a niche, one of a kind course, because, I'll give you an example. Our financial decisions are not always governed by rational choices. For example, tomorrow I may want to go buy a Levi jeans because the ad is telling me I can live in a Levi. Right? I want to go and buy mother's Horlicks because the advertisements is telling me as a mother, I'm not getting enough nutrition and the normal Horlicks will not do. I need to have the mother's Horlicks. Right. So what triggers my buying choices is also determined by my environment, context, and behavior. Right. So MSc Behavioral Finance brings in these two aspects of behavior and finance, which is a growing field and a growing job market. Right, which enables you to think about our emotions, psychological biases, our individual preferences, and how that impacts our financial decision making. And this is a very, very upcoming field, and ways. In the School of Psychology, of course, we've launched the MA, MSc in Applied Psychology. That is, you can either get an MA degree or an MSc degree, depending on the course curriculum route that you want to take. So you would have that choice. Again, note, it is applied psychology. Right. So it is not psychology in its only theoretical sense, but it is the applied part of psychology, which enables you to pursue specializations, including community psychology, forensic and investigative psychology, industrial and organizational psychology. In fact, recently I was reading an op-ed piece, Vikram and Hitangshi and all the people present here, in Deccan Herald, and the piece said that India requires 7 times more psychologists and psychiatrists than it currently has. So think about the potential there. And for doing a master's in psychology, you do not necessarily have a BA in psychology. You can have a bachelor's degree in any disciplines. Actually, for most of these courses, you can have a BA in any discipline and come and do the master's in this program. So yeah, these are the specialized degree programs which are offered by Jindal Global University. Vikram and Hitangshi, I hope I did justice, but Hitangshi,
Yes.
over to you.
Yes, ma'am. I think we have covered all the programs. Mr. Vikram, would you like to add anything to MBA or Global MBA Business Analytics program? Anything which you feel that we have left over?
No, it's nothing left over. Just to add 2 things to all the people who are attending. Pursuing MBA in a university-driven B school as against any of the standalone B school has its own advantages. Because the students who are currently pursuing their MBA at Jindal Global Business School, they are not confined to the old practices of taking electives of marketing or finance or HR. They have a bouquet of more than 200 cross electives. So to explain you through an example, if you are pursuing, let's say, MBA in finance, there is a topic which is mergers, acquisitions, and takeovers, and it's a purely finance related topic. You can always have an opportunity to add knowledge by taking merger and acquisition law from Jindal Global Law School. Psychology is not something which is related to humanities. If you look at it from the management angle, psychology is all about understanding your consumer. Who is your customer? What are the taste and preferences? So our students, they have an edge on all the other students because we are exposing them to 12 different schools, and for that we do not have to do anything extra. These are all our in-house resources. These are our own faculty for which we do not want to bring anybody from outside, and that saves a lot of time, lot of energy, and you are coming more industry ready. Because as a future manager, you have to interact with a lawyer, you have to interact with a chartered accountant, you have to interact with an engineer. By studying 2-3 subjects of law, you will not become a lawyer, but at least you will develop the aptitude towards understanding what a legal professional is telling with context to the management background. Regarding the second course, which Professor Upasana just mentioned, the 1-year Global MBA in Business Analytics. This program we are launching in 2022, and the best part of this program is you are awarded an MBA degree after 1 year of completion of the program. But yes, this program is not meant for freshers, because whatever you ideally would be studying in 24 months, if you are compressing the curriculum and you are completing in 12 months. So the people who are interested to make a career in the field of data sciences, into the field of business analytics, it is more useful for them because it's a very comprehensive program, number one. Number two, it has a very unique feature of Wharton immersion, where the students would be getting an opportunity to visit the Wharton campus and have some co-teaching over there. And last but not the least, it's a co-teaching with the industry practitioners. I would encourage you people, you visit the website, look for more information. If you are a working professional, if you have basic knowledge about analytics, you want to go into this field, you do not have to wait for 24 months. You would be coming up with an MBA degree. And since we are an institution of eminence, we are able to give you this degree. None other than us has the legal regulation to award it. Generally, it is called as PGPM programs, but yes, we award you with an MBA degree. So with that, I just mentioned what is the advantage of doing an MBA in a university-driven campus. And yes, the Jindal MBA students have the advantage of MS dual degree. The MBA program, the 2-year MBA program at Jindal Global Business School gives you the advantage of pursuing a second MS from abroad. So as I mentioned earlier, the global world in terms of study abroad opportunities, they come in the form of semester exchange and they come in the form of MS dual degree. So you can either go for a 6-month semester exchange in the 3rd semester, or you can opt to complete your 2nd year with one of the partner foreign universities, and you would get 2 degrees. You would get an MS from that particular university. And when you come back to India and submit your course completion with us, Jindal University will award you with an MBA degree. So imagine throughout your next 40, 50 years of professional career, you have invested 2 years of your life at any place, but in Jindal, you have an opportunity to have an MS additionally on your CV. So have information and then take a judicious decision. That is all from my side, Hitangshi.
Right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Vikram. Honestly, I think it's a great news, specifically with the WorkX experience. People are looking and not looking to invest 2 more years. And this good news with Global MBA. In fact, I am, after listening to this, feeling like I think I should also do another 1-year MBA again with Jindal. That's I think a good news for all these students, those who are listening to us today. Fantastic. So now coming to the questions which were coming to us. So people were actually talking more about MBA with us, so which we have already answered almost all the questions. So before we proceed and I talk more about how we go about the admission processes, either Mr. Vikram or Professor Upasana, anyone can address about what are the financial aids at postgrad level, what you feel that we are giving to the students, any scholarship plans or any financial aids, or something which can help. See, this pandemic has actually deep dived into the lot of financial pockets. So how we are supporting them also. Anything out, if you can talk about that also.
So since I have only one program to offer over here, so in case of MBA, the basic eligibility is you should have appeared for all the national level exams like CAT, MAT, NMAT, ZAT, and that is followed by a personal interview with minimum 50% in graduation. We do have merit-based scholarships for all the students as per the university policy of merit cum means basis. And scholarships are on first come first basis. There is a slab system. If you are appearing through CAT or if you are appearing through ZAT, you can expect a scholarship in the range of 75,000 to 1,25,000. That is the bracket. And as I mentioned, the scholarships are on first come first serve. So if you are fulfilling the eligibility, please check the website. The scholarship policy we will be happy to share later as well.
Right. And I'm sure, Professor Upasana, the same goes with all other programs also.
Yes,
so
absolutely. It's a similar merit cum means scholarship policy, and the slabs may differ from program to program, but the ethos of the policy remains the same, which is merit cum means. And we are happy to share more details depending on the interest shown by students in that program.
Right. Yeah. Mr. Vikram, in fact, today morning only there was one question. The person couldn't join us today in this open house, but he has just WhatsApped me that I couldn't join it. But the question was that in case if I don't have any of the entrances like CAT, MAT or ZAT, is there any entrance which JGU is taking through which they can take the entry for any of the MBA programs?
No, Hitangshi, this is an important question because many standalone universities do conduct their own entrance exam. Yes. But let me tell you, Jindal Global Business School has been under the AACSB accreditation. So AACSB accreditation is a worldwide accreditation which is known for all the premium B schools. And as a part of the AACSB accreditation, we are only allowed to take the national level entrance exam. Secondly, let me tell you, Jindal Business School 2-year MBA program has total intake of 100 students. We do not have big batches like 400 or 500 for which I have to take an exam. And there are so many entrance exams throughout the country, and they have a good creditability also. So we do not conduct our own entrance exam.
Okay.
We follow all national exams.
So that cutoff and merits and all that you will talk about while the admission processes are on, right? So we are
Exactly. They may check the website. The
Okay.
detailed procedure is already there.
But yes,
Nanshi,
thank
before
you.
we move forward, sorry,
Yes,
you
please.
carry on, but I just want to quickly, because I forget, one person is messaging that they twice that they want to know about the summer school. So if somebody from the team can
I
put
can
all the
answer that.
details
I'll
about-
answer that. I'll answer that,
yeah,
ma'am.
summer school on the
Yeah, summer school, we are starting from 15th of June this year, and it will be a 10-day program with us this year, starting from 15th of June till 25th of June. As if now we are keeping it up online, but in case if things become better and everything goes offline, so we might add some hybrid kind of a model to it. So as if now students, we have no such intentions online program. And we are going to start its registrations from 15th Feb onwards. So if you have your email ID of ours, it's good. If not, then you can leave your details in the chat box. The moment registrations is on, we'll send you the link for the registrations for summer school as well.
Great. One more thing I quickly want to address before I forget. There is a question specifically about the eligibility of MA Economics. So eligibility may again vary from for most programs other than LLM, any kind of disciplinary background you could come in to do this degree. For MA Economics also, you could have done a BA in Economics or from any other social sciences discipline, but you could have done your bachelor's in statistics or physics or mathematics or commerce, business or engineering from any recognized university in India and abroad. You could apply for the MA Economics PG program.
Yes, and as Mr. Vikram said that for MBA, we are not conducting any JGU entrance test, but for all other programs, we have that facility with us. That like for psychology, we have PMAT examination it will be starting from 15th of Feb. The students, those who are applying for MA, MSc in applied psychology, they can come via with that because as Professor Upasana already mentioned, we don't have any mandate for subjects to it. So we usually say that JGU follows the holistic admission process to ensure the inclusivity. So no major cutoffs or subject requirements. So we evaluate students majorly on the basis of their skills, knowledge, interest, and passion in the area of that study. So considering that we have fully online system to conduct this entire admission process for postgrad degree programs, and it's all through AI-enabled home proctored examinations. So there are different names for the different examinations with us. So more details we are sharing in the chat box with you. So we have shared the prospectus link with all of you, those who have joined here today. So you can just download that brochure. So every program has a different eligibility, different set of requirements. So you can pick and choose your program and do that accordingly for that. So Professor Upasana, anything to add on to this admission process?
Nothing. I'm just responding. Akanksha, you do not need to have a BA psychology in order to be able to do an MA psychology. You said that you've completed 12 from commerce stream and bachelor degree in English literature. You can apply for the MA psychology program. I've already talked about eligibility for MA economics, address the question on summer school. You can do the master's in psychology. No need to have a bachelor's degree again. There is a question about MBA placements and internships. Perhaps Vikram can take that. Any other? I'm looking at the chat box. Any question that?
Yeah, ma'am. Majorly the questions are coming that people again want to know about the summer school and the entrance. So students, there will be yes a round of an interaction for the summer school also. So the admission will be taken via that to summer school. And once we are on, we'll start coming on the website. And if you leave your details, we'll surely send you across that also. And then LLM, we have already posted all the links, students. You can just go through that links. And that's it, ma'am. I think we have covered almost all the questions except what the placement you are talking about.
So I can see
Mr.
there is one
Vikram,
question. Yeah, there is a question from Priyal on the eligibility. CAT, ZAT, MAT, the minimum eligibility is 50 percentile. So if you have 50 percentile, you are eligible to fill the online application form and you would be taking ahead for the personal interview round. One thing I want to tell you, admissions are on first come first basis because we admit only a small class of 100 students. There is no bifurcation on CAT, whether these many CAT takers, these many NMAT takers. So if you are fulfilling the eligibility criteria, please do not wait more because the CAT result is out, ZAT is already out, NMAT is already out, December MAT is already out. So once again, CAT 50 percentile, MAT 50 percentile, ZAT 50 percentile, NMAT, if anybody has given, we accept a score of 160 and above. Coming back to the package, the average package for the business programs, what we offer now, the average package stands at around 8.5 lakhs. For the last 3 years, the highest package has been in the range of around 15 lakhs. The average is around 8.5 lakhs. And as I mentioned to you, that the students who have gone abroad under the MS dual degree option, for them, of course, the so-called word ROI, what you have in your management language, that would be very different. So we believe there is, as Professor Upasana mentioned, the Office of Career Services. You need to understand we are an education university. Our primary aim is to help you have the right knowledge and connect you with the industry. Please don't get carried away looking at the recruiters of past because that is a past. Where you will go and land, that obviously defines my brand image also. So Kushal is again asking top 50% batch package, what it is. Kushal, let me tell you, for the last 2-3 batches, generally the companies like come in the bracket of 15 lakhs. Then we do have around 12 lakhs also. Edelweiss came last year. They offered a package of around 12.5 lakhs. 2 students got recruited over there. Then around 10 lakhs. Usually the ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, they come, they give a package of 7 to 7.5 lakhs. ITC came, they offered a package of around 10 lakhs. So please join the official Facebook page and the LinkedIn page. There you will get to know everything about placements. But I have only one request. Please don't get carried away because we are not trying to showcase anything and present anything. Okay, with that, that's it from my side.
That's so nice. I think, Mr. Vikram, I think almost all the questions related to MBA have been answered so far. And so through this session, we actually wanted all the students to come up with their questions and all. So Professor Upasana, I think before we close, me as a student also and a mother also, excited to know more about, we usually say that we are a residential campus. And from last 2 years, these students are not able to come to the campus. And I think पिछले 2 साल वालों ने तो बिचारों ने 2 साल MBA घर पे ही कर लिया, 2 साल masters घर पे ही कर लिया. So what are your, why don't you share the plans for our university for the reopening if you have already decided upon that? I think that will actually help them to apply as soon as possible also.
No, absolutely. So that's a great question that you put, Hitangshi. I'm sure it is in the minds of many. So yes, we are, A, our admissions are open. B, we are all set to open physically. We are planning to bring our students back on campus from 1st of March. Of course, taking all precautions, adhering to all the existing rules and regulations. We are ready to open physically. So, and that is great news for us because we can't wait to have everyone back on campus. That is one. 2, of course, it is a residential campus. So the thought about, what happens in a residential campus may be foremost in the minds of many. So we have a very, very vibrant, a very enriched community life on campus. There is also life beyond the classroom. So there is learning beyond the classroom. We make very, very conscious effort to make sure that our students, can develop in a holistic manner. College education is also not all about curriculum and pedagogy. It's also about, being able to enjoy your time as a student, your time with friends and peers and colleagues. And we are very, very aware of that. We've made all kinds of arrangements possible in order to make sure that happens. You'll be very happy to know that, on campus, we have over 50 student-led clubs and societies. Right. So, of course, from debating to quiz to moot to our film clubs to theater, performing arts, dance, music, there's a very, very vibrant cultural life on campus. Actually, we have a dedicated office of student life and cultural engagement, where we have regular performances from Nasiruddin Shah to Mangniyars to Sufi nights to Bollywood nights to ethnic nights to, where students and faculty and staff come together as a community to celebrate the life on campus, celebrate the cultural life on campus. We bring in, and students are very, very strongly involved with all of these dimensions of cultural life. We have two big student festivals. One is our festival, which is called Viswamil, and other is a sports festival, which is Magnus. So very strong sports culture on campus. I would actually like our team to show all of you the slide on facilities and amenities that are there on campus, including, a health center with doctors and nurses and equipped with beds and all kinds of emergency facilities, ambulances. We want to make sure that all of those facilities are available in campus. We have a center for wellness, and regular consultations are done. We want to make sure that we are taking care of the mental well-being of students, apart from their well-being in the context of the classroom or their physical well-being. So yes, to answer your questions, Hitangshi, we make a very, very conscious effort to make sure that the student life that they spend on JGU campus, whether doing an undergrad degree or a postgraduate degree, is a truly enriched one.
Thank you, Professor Upasana. I think students have started asking more questions on clubs now. So students, we have shared the brochure. You will get to know more details of the names, actually. They wanted to know about majorly the names of what kind of clubs we have. So I request my team to please share the details of more clubs, what we have with us. So placements after LLB, we have shared the brochure, Benjamin. You can just go through and browse through that also. Mr. Vikram, there was one question related to PI here, that when is the PI schedule? So I think there must be a process set for that. If you can just help the student here, please.
Sure. So once you fill the online application form, you will be contacted by the MBA admission coordinators, and the interviews are happening on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So depending upon the slot, whenever you fill the application, when is the slot available, you will be contacted. Of course, interviews will be online, like somebody mentioned. So it is all on Skype, because we are not calling anybody. You don't have to come to campus just for taking the interviews. However, at the same time, once the students are shortlisted, they do visit the campus, because where you want to spend 2 years of your life, you would definitely like to have a feel.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Encourage you to come to our campus.
And in fact, Mr. Vikram and Professor Upasana, we have already started our campus tours also. So now the campus is open for the students for the campus visit. You can just fix up your meetings and appointments with the respective counselors, and we are there to welcome you at the campus. So that process has already started. We are going to have our first open house coming up for the students welcoming on this 18th of this month only. So if you are looking forward to visit us, you can visit us. But it's always better to fix up a prior meeting and appointment. So it will help you to save your time, students, for that also. So there was one question, Akanksha, you were asking that any entrance exam for psychology. Yes, for psychology, you have to apply for PMAT, that is Psychology Master's Admissions Test. The details for that is again available on website also. The date is after 15th of Feb, the slots will be open for that test. And of course, it is followed by an interaction, and then the shortlisting has been done. So that's about the psychology. So Professor Upasana and Mr. Vikram, we are done with all the questions here. So from my side, I think it was quite interactive session, and people have started, I think, posting their queries on LinkedIn and Instagram also. So we'll try to revert back to them through mails also. So anything else, if any of you would like to add here before we close on this session, please? Mr. Vikram is done. Professor Upasana, anything from your side?
No, absolutely nothing else. I just want to say that I wanted to thank you, Hitangshi, thank you, Vikram, and to all of you who made this interaction possible, and all of you who have joined in and chatted with us. Thank you very much. You would be able to see this recording will be on YouTube as well. So those of you who have been unable to join us, I'm hoping you're watching us at some later date on YouTube. We will make sure that all our details are available. You can come into our website. You can find our contacts, our emails, everything is flagged here. So if there are any follow-up queries, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. If you could see on the screen, the details are flashing. So please write to us, ask us questions, and we are happy to respond to all your queries. I want to reiterate that admissions are open for all our undergrad and postgrad programs. So please reach out to us. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you all the viewers joining us today. Thank you, Mr. Vikram. Thank you, Professor Upasana.
Thank you, Upasana.
Thank you.
Take care, students. Stay safe and welcome to OP Jindal Global University. We are open to welcome you all at university. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone. Bye.